in the world of clicks and views. We got the tricks, ain't got time to lose. Christina and Joe dropping knowledge non-stop for all you realtors. Climbing to the top. Grab your camera, let's make the tape. Content gold, no time to waste. From open house to renovation glory, YouTube secrets unfold your story. Build those leads with every post. Christina and Joe, the ultimate hosts. Market trends and virtual tours. Turn those watchers into door knocking scores. Lights, camera, action, go live. Tips and tricks to help you thrive. Thumbnail magic, title spice. A clickbait charm, a touch of nice. SEO game on point and tight. Comments buzz.
That intro is like, I'm telling you, it's the bomb diggity bomb. All right, everybody, we're talking about ads today. And there's been more discussion about ads than we've had in a long time. There was we'll get into it. Look, Joe decided to make it. He was, go ahead, Joe, come on in. Let me see here. Let me get you on here. There you are.
Hey, I totally forgot my laptop and it's at my house. So I'm like, oh, I guess I'm going to be in my office doing this. I walked in, I was in a meeting. And I'm like, oh, I'll run really fast and go turn it on. And then I was like, I don't have my laptop with me. It's not like we have been doing anything or anything like that, right?
Oh, well, we're talking about ads today, but we'll let them in on the little thing since everybody's here right now. So Joe and I have been working hard because we are going to provide a 30-day challenge. We thought the month of December would be the perfect time for people that have had a channel for a long time or just wanting to start on a channel. So that way you have a good foundation to going into 2025. It's going to be free. You're going to sign up for it. Is there a community page with that as well?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So you'll have a community page with that as well. So you can talk with other people during that 30-day challenge. It's exciting. I'm very excited for it.
We got some really cool stuff that we've been working on with it, and some really good tips to really what did we call, we're calling it geek your channel? Is that
yeah,
what it is?
we're gonna let you geek out your channel,
Yeah.
geek it out.
Yeah. So really excited. We definitely there's a lot of I think you'll have I feel like people have a little bit more time to focus on their business for the next year. And so this is also kind of why we talked about doing it at this time.
Mm-hmm.
But there's going to be some really good stuff, and it's absolutely free. Like there's no like hidden costs or anything like that. It's literally we just want you to succeed on YouTube, and we have a 30-day challenge that will definitely help you guys jumpstart that.
Right. And it's not, there's like one little thing to do each day. So it's not like you're going to have to dedicate hours to doing all these things. Some of the things will take a little bit longer, but most of them are just like, oh, okay, I can tweak that real quick, so that will help you, kickstart your channel if you are starting a brand new channel, or it can help you, revamp some things. I know a lot of people, we see it every week because we do these channel reviews. So whenever we see it, I'm like, okay, you're gonna have to fix this, this, and this. So this will help you if you're interested in doing the 30-day challenge. We don't have the sign-up sheet yet. I'm going to make a formal announcement on the real estate video mastermind group, the YouTube mastermind group that the Joe and Malcolm and I run. So you guys can join it there. There's going to be a sign-up sheet, and I believe we're going to be starting that December 1st.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But we will have we will send out the sign-up sheet, or there's basically you can register. Mm-hmm. That will be really soon. So even though the challenge won't officially start, you'll be able to get into the community, and you'll be able to introduce yourself if you want. The thing is like anything, our goal with this is for you to put a little bit of focus on how you can do more, how you can make more. And sometimes, sometimes it's just stepping back and saying, I need to refocus. And it could be a very small thing, but it could make a huge difference. And so that's our goal with this, is to just, those that are already excited, we will have some things that I think will help you even more. But honestly, it's really kind of like when you talk about things and you get good information, and then you're you're held accountable, I think that also kind of is a motivator to be like, oh, I need to do that.
Look at why did it make these boxes like that? That's weird, right?
I don't know. That is weird.
I don't like it. Huh. It's a strange look. Maybe I did something in branding I didn't even realize I did.
How's that one?
Much better. Much better. But I remember them being more like fill up the whole entire screen. But
oh, I think we can do that one. Do we not have that one too?
I don't know. They did an update on this thing.
It looks like it. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'll look into it. Yeah. Anyway, so why is it a bad idea to run ads on your channel?
Okay. So back in the day, matter of fact, this actually came from Jeremy Blanton 100 years ago. So this was back in 2017. And there was a school of thought that if you had a real estate YouTube channel, you didn't want to turn on your AdSense because it would create, competition, watching your channel, but getting served those ads. That would be a school of thought, but except for the fact that at that time, real estate agents weren't really optimizing or using YouTube ads at all. That wasn't even really a thing. And now it seems that because Facebook ads haven't been converting like they used to, there's a bunch of different programs out there using Facebook ads, and those systems have almost now expired because they were things that used to work in 2020 that, with all the changes that have happened to Facebook ads, they don't work. So people started switching over to YouTube ads, and what people think are ads are wrong. One thing that happens that I know that happens a lot, and you and I see this often, they take a video and it's kind of like Facebook, you hit the little boost button and then you pay to have advertising of your video, right? So now your video is now considered a sponsored video. So if someone was to search, your video would show up at the top. I know me as a viewer, and almost every single person I know that even searches on Google. As soon as you are looking for something and it says sponsored at the top, I go past the sponsored ads, or I go right to, the top searched, or top reviewed. I go past the sponsored stuff, and that's what happens on YouTube as well. Usually, the thumbnails aren't right. The title's really wonky. I mean, it's just not correct. And they'll think that it's working because they'll get these views. But if you just peel back that onion layer just a scooch, not only does it stink, your average view duration is in the tank. It is in the toilet. The second kind of ad that somebody does is they get a call from an agency and they said, have you been utilizing Google ads? And they're like, well, yeah, I've been doing it for years. And they're like, have you done YouTube ads? Oh, I think I have. Well, we have a proven system that works for you, and we're going to create these ads. And then they dump in a lot of money into what they think is a good YouTube ad. And sure enough, several months go by, things don't really turn out the way they're supposed to. Then the third one is the people that really understand and know how to optimize ads. It is, because the ads that you create on Instagram are completely different than the ads you create for Facebook, that are completely different for the ads you create on YouTube. And just know that with ads, think of it from a viewer's perspective. What's the first thing that most people do when they see that ad? They're not watching the ad. They're watching that timer at the bottom going 4, 3, 2, 1. They don't care, right? And if you're not willing to put in a good chunk of change to be constantly in those people's ears, because they're not watching it, they're only listening to those first 5 seconds. It has to be that repetitive ad constantly in their ears. That's that 5 seconds in their ears. In order for that to work, you have to dedicate the time and the money for those ads. And I've seen so many agents not have very good success with it. Some that are in denial, they're in total denial that their ad's not working. And then I've seen it, you know, where it has been successful, but they understood that they put a significant amount of money into the right kind of ad company that could create the ads that would convert for YouTube. It's a skill. And 99.9% of us do not have that skill to make those ads that do convert for YouTube.
Yeah. I mean,
that's my soapbox. I was just gonna
no, I mean, you're right. You're absolutely right. Like you have to be okay burning through a lot of money, because it does cost a lot of money, and the real estate is a high CPM. Like investing, financing, that kind of stuff, it's expensive. So it's, and we're not saying don't do it. We're just saying that if you're going to do it, you can't take a video and then say, well, I'm just going to throw that on and it's good enough because they'll see it. No, you have like literally 3 seconds that if you don't grab their attention and make it so memorable, and then have the bandwidth of the money to pay to it so that it's constant, you'd be better off just making really good videos and put it out there, because your ad spend is going to be a lot. And a lot of people are like, well, I just want to do it because it's a numbers game and it's that. That's true. And you can do that, but your quality of lead is going to be less than the quality of lead of someone that actually knows you, likes you, and wants to do business with you. And they can only learn about you and know about you and want to do business when you educate them and you give them something that they're interested in, and or they have a need that you're filling, which is why they're on YouTube in the first place, is trying to figure out how to do real estate. How do I buy this thing? How do I sell my house for more money? Like all these different things. And so if you're going to do it, just buckle up and really, really find someone that actually knows how to do it. And if you don't have someone that knows how to do it, then you better buy a course from somebody that has massive experience, and then be willing to put in a lot of hours learning it, and then spending a lot of money like testing it until you get it dialed in.
And that's what I was going to say next, is that I'm not telling you not to do it. What I am saying is that make sure you hire the right people. And there are people out there that are very, very smart. And you invest that time and that money in the course on how to create that ad. So that way you, even if you have no intention of making the ad yourself, take those courses so you understand that when somebody brings you something and says that I want to use this as the ad for your company, you can say, no, this isn't going to work, because so you understand what they're delivering you isn't garbage.
Yeah.
And that happens more often than not. Like people, this happens with editors. This happens with content. You can't expect the people on the other side to know everything on everything, right?
Yeah.
They are working with many different clients. It isn't just real estate clients. It isn't just, it's not just YouTube channels. You have to understand what it takes to make a good ad. So that way, when they make something for you, even though it's pretty it seems really catchy, it may not work to convert. So you need to understand what works to convert, at least a basic knowledge. So when they deliver you that ad, you're not wasting your money. And we do all sorts of advertising, whether it's postcards or drip mail campaigns, anything like that. We do all these things, not with the expectation, with our hope is that our inbox will fill up. Our hope is that they'll call us all the time. But we know that it takes several touches before anybody ever reaches out. And when you look at an ad, you have to look at it the exact same way.
Yeah. You can't run one ad and then be like, I ran it for 2 weeks and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Like you have to commit. And the problem is that it's expensive. And Jeremy, to this point, he brings up a really good point. He says, when ads are running, nobody's paying attention. We're just waiting for it to change from the countdown to skip. Exactly. And then when it's done, and then when it's let's see, when it is one that makes me catch the whole thing. Oh, what is he saying? And when it is one that makes me watch the whole thing without a skip, I switch tabs.
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
yeah. So like, it's here's the difference is that when you have it, it's like a door-to-door salesman, and they come and knock on your door, and they're like, "Here I am. I want to sell you this," and you're like, I
just
don't
want to
want.
clean a spot on your carpet. Let me
Yeah.
just clean a spot on your
Yeah.
carpet.
Here it is. I want that, and you're like so annoyed. But then if the Amazon delivery guy knocks on your door, you're like, "Yeah, come on in. Like, do you want a drink? It's hot outside." Like, because you've asked for it. You
Right.
want it. And there's a difference. Nobody wants to be sold.
No.
So, and selling, and I'm not saying that, I mean, ads obviously work if you have the budget, but selling it's an art. And that is extremely like specific. So you can't just expect your video editor, if he's like, "Oh, I can do it too. I'll set up your ad campaign and just give me."
I'll just cut up some of your content and make it
Yeah,
into ads.
that
No.
doesn't work.
No. No.
If you really want an ad to go viral, you should check out some of the stuff that the Harmon brothers did.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they know how to make ads go viral. My
Aren't they the
brother
Squatty Potty people?
Daryl did that Squatty Potty with
them.
the Harmon brothers. So if
Yep.
but they also spent, I don't even know how much they spent. I should ask him. I bet you it was like close to like $500,000 on the ad. Maybe it was $250,000, but they spent a lot of money on that ad. They did a casting call. They had people come in, I mean, they had made animatronics for this pooping unicorn. There was like,
Love the unicorn.
yeah, there's like so much to it. So it's like, yeah, when you have someone like the Harmon brothers that know how to do ads, it's going to work, but it's also going to be very expensive. So that's
Don't they have a course? They have a course too.
They do. They have a course. I don't know if they have one that's like, I've taken one of them that was like, how to write like ads and stuff like that. And it was okay. I wasn't like, oh, this was like amazing.
Right.
It
Okay.
was like, it's okay. But if you were wanting to make a massive dip on something, that would be like someone that that I would talk to. I saw another ad. I don't know if it was an ad or if it was a YouTube video, but it was super clever. And maybe you've seen it, but it was like, it's older, but it's like this chick that's like tied up, and she's on a chair and she's screaming like she's just listen. And she's saying, "I'm kidnapped."
Oh, okay. Are you sure that you saw this on?
It was on YouTube. Listen, it was a real estate ad, and it was genius.
Okay.
And so then she's screaming. I gotta find it. She's screaming. She's like, "I need help! I need help! I've been kidnapped!" And then it has the dispatcher on the other line, and he's like, "Can you describe the house? Can you tell me?" And so she starts like telling, like, about this house, and like all of the amenities about it, and all of the. But they did it. It had to have been a high production. Like, it was so.
She was talking about the house and selling the house, but she was pretending she was kidnapped and calling the dispatcher.
Yeah, calling 911. And so, and then, can you explain it to me? Well, how it has like this pool, and it has, and then like they're talking. It was very, very, very well done. If I could find it, it's an old video, but it was so different for the time. I was like, that was really clever. So like, if you're going to do an ad, or if you're going to do something like that, you almost have to like do something that is going to catch your attention and then suck you in they told a story by
pulling on your emotions immediately.
Yeah, like this lady is like in this duress. She is like screaming, and then it turns out that it's like this luxury listing in LA.
The funniest ad I think I've ever seen was one that was actually supposed to be serious. And it looked like it almost looked like a medicine commercial. I won't even tell you what it was for, but they were like they were like, hi, I'm blah, 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 blah. And I just, if you're struggling with this, and then they sit down on the edge of their desk and they're like, I just wrote this book. I mean, and they were so serious. And I'm like, you literally look like a robot. And I just peed myself laughing.
Yeah.
And like, you get all the information right in here. They flipped the pages. I was like, I don't know if it was supposed to be.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say, is it
sarcasm?
trippy? Would it be trippy because they did it on purpose, or
I don't think it was meant to be on purpose, but they literally looked so uncomfortable. They're like, "Hi, it's so good. Welcome into my home." It was like, "Oh, you have a seat. Have a seat with me, and we could read a book together." I don't know. It's funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, like a good ad will grab your attention. And there's nothing wrong with adding a little bit of humor with taste.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with putting yourself out there a little bit differently to get people to click. Ads, you know as well as I do, are boring. So make it interesting. And right now we've gone through a period of time that it seems like ads have been very, very, very serious and everything. I think people are really ready for something a little bit funnier.
Yeah.
And if you can add a little bit of humor into your ad, I think that would work.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. And I also think that, that the idea of having to have everything polished and so crystal clear and all this stuff is going away too. And it's more like they'll even have, cameras and everything, and then they will scale it down and make it not look as nice, so that it's more of like this authentic look, even though it's, or like it's filmed with your cameras or your phone or something. It's really not, but like they're dumbing that down and making it look not as high quality, because that's what's grabbing people's attention right now.
Right. So like, I don't know if you've seen, it was Coca-Cola decided to do a completely AI ad, right? The whole entire thing, the people, the Christmas lights, the whole 9 yards is an AI ad. And the internet has gone absolutely ape over it because it's awful, It got them the attention that they wanted, right? But that's Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
If you did an ad like that, they're just going to skip it because people are annoyed.
Yeah.
Like, why would a big company like this not have the budget to do a real commercial? Your Coca-Cola commercials for Christmas are notorious throughout many generations.
And
why
then
would
you go AI?
Why would you go the cheap route and use AI? It looks like garbage, right? If you did that, no one's going to have that reaction either way. They're just going to skip it. AI created videos for your ads looks fake. And people are very tired of it. Now, you could fool some people. There's no doubt about it. Like my parents would be like, isn't that cute? Look, that real estate agent, how does she fly off the screen like that?
And you're like, it's AI.
Yeah, it's all AI, Mom. Oh, I don't think so.
Let's talk. So we're talking about that, but like, what's the alternative then? If you're like, okay, I'm on the fence on ads, but I'm also, because here's what I think is what's sustainable, right? Is ads, is that the route you want to go and you just want to do, try to do a numbers game and burn through them? Or what would you say is an alternative to that can get you high quality leads and help you grow your business without having to spend at least paying money to get your stuff in front of people?
Well, I will say this first. Like, you make a good quality video with a good thumbnail and a good title, you already have a winning combination. And I know I've seen, this was one of the saddest ones I've seen, is where a video that a real estate agent was doing was doing really well. It was off to the races, and they went, oh, this is a great video. I'm going to go ahead and put an ad on it because people are really watching it. And that immediately tanked the views, tanked the view duration, because they sent it to a completely different traffic source and cut off the traffic source that was giving them all
their views,
eyeballs in the first place. You just like, you basically just threw it into another postal system, and that postal system turned it into a postcard, and people take postcards and throw them in the trash.
Yeah.
It's like
They look at it for 2 seconds and then they throw it away.
and then they threw it away. So I would say that, like, and I know this for a fact, there's two ways on that I know that have converted the best on YouTube with real estate agents. And one of them is long form video, and the second one is live streams. Both of those will get you the best quality leads for the least amount of money. Live streaming being the least expensive of all of them.
Yeah.
But be prepared to talk. Don't live stream for 15 minutes and think that that is going to convert. Don't live stream for 30 minutes and think that's going to convert. Don't live stream just to talk and look at the screen and read people's names and not have an agenda of what you're talking about ahead of time. You can create a whole lead funnel just by doing live streams, but you have to understand what, just like ads, you have to understand what makes a good live stream in order to get those good quality leads. It's the same for long form video. You can make a fantastic lead funnel through your long form videos. And that is, like, all of our students always say that they are so thankful that they understand now what makes a good video, the whole process, because now the clients that they're working with, they're perfect for them. They're right in line with what they want, and it's right in line with what they know how to work with. So they know what they're doing now. It's always a support system, though. I mean, none of them are like, we're always helping each other out. It's not like once you know it, you know it. It's always ever changing, and we're always needing support. So we always support each other.
One benefit to the long form and the live stream is that when the video's uploaded, it's there, it stays there. As soon as you stop paying, where does that ad go?
Into the abyss.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's into the abyss.
And so it's something that you would just have to realize that I've got to keep feeding this if I want to do it. Where if you invest in yourself and invest in some equipment, and it's not even that expensive of stuff. And then the most important thing is investing in time to say, okay, instead of prospecting like this today, I'm gonna prospect on YouTube, and that's going to be me learning it, understanding it, and then putting out content, because that is something that is sustainable. You don't have to spend a ton of time. You might have to in the beginning, spend a little bit more, but after a while you can dial it back and still get tremendous results because you've got a system in place.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So if you are a real estate agent and you're going to hire an ad campaign and everything, a lot of people want to know, should those ads be on your channel or on a separate channel? Should those ads be listed, unlisted? What are you supposed to do with those ads if you are going to do them within a channel?
I wouldn't have them attached to my channel at all.
I personally wouldn't either, but
yeah,
some people do, and then they'll make them unlisted.
Yeah, I wouldn't have them even associated at all with it.
No, I make it separate.
Now,
I would do it if I had a separate listing channel. If I had a listing channel and then, then my main content channel, I would do it on a listing channel.
Yeah, because that doesn't matter. But the whole reason why is because the ad's going to go out to a lot of people, and we're trusting YouTube to find the right people for the content that, we're making it specifically for people. So you want to make sure that that doesn't get messed up.
Jeremy says the time spent creating an ad can be spent doing a live video and having interaction with your customers and creating evergreen content. My lives are getting hundreds of views now.
That's awesome.
Another thing too is that, do you remember back in the day that everybody did these like I used to do them. I used to have the first buyer, first time buyers program, and I'd invite people after dinner time to come meet me at a conference room, at a restaurant. I would, have food and hors d'oeuvres and everything out there, drinks, water, the whole 9 yards, hoping that people would come in just to hear me talk. So they would turn into clients. When you do a live stream, you don't have to rent out to the room. You don't have to, provide food. None of that is in the equation anymore. And you're probably talking to more people, and you're going to be much more relaxed because you're not standing up and having to, be a certain way. People love live streams because it is very authentic. And then when things go wrong during a live stream, whether the electricity goes out or your guest farts or something like that happens, they love being a part of that. I've had my cats, when I used to be in the other room, I had my cats jump in front of the camera and everything. People love the fact that you're just regular, just like them. People don't trust regular media anymore. They don't trust ads anymore. So like you were saying earlier, make those ads feel very authentic, a little funny, a little witty, and it's going to go by, I think it's going to land a lot easier than it would if you're trying to be
I agree 100%.
Mr. Slow-mo getting out of the car, with their foot hitting the pavement, and then you fix your jacket, and then
hey, that sounds like an ad I had.
Yeah, I know. And then you pull out the glasses, and then you're like, walking towards the house. I mean, if I saw one more video from a real estate agent doing that, I mean, I've seen every girl's pump. I've seen every color toenail polish. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing is that like with long form, you actually have a chance to educate them and for them to get to know you. And not saying that ads don't work, but you just have to know what you're doing. And the biggest thing is, where do you want to spend your time, and where's like, yes, you could do an ad and then start throwing money at it. You'll probably get some leads, but you still have to nurture them. You still have to do all the things that you're doing before. Whereas if you're building the channel, you're already doing that with the people on your live stream. And then not only that, but they become like the little, people that are like, oh my gosh, like I can't wait to talk. And then they're referring you as well. Like, oh, I was talking to my friend. They said, we've got to talk to, Christina about this because she just mentioned this like yesterday on her live stream or blah, blah, blah. Like there's just, again, there's that more frequency. But the thing that I would say with any of this stuff is you need to be consistent. Like no matter what you have going on, you have to make time to be consistent. And if you're not consistent, then it's not going to work as quickly as if you're there every day for that time that you've penciled out to work it. It will work for you, but you just want to.
Is it worth it? Slam down, flip it, and reverse it. Sorry.
Well, Missy Elliott. So,
and I didn't realize she was saying slam down, flip it, and reverse it in reverse when she was doing that.
I have no idea. It's like a pretty catchy beat. But yeah, so I mean, I think that going back again, it's also fun. Like, like I personally enjoy getting on our live streams and talking and having the interaction, and some of the people, like Jeremy coming on and sharing his experience. And, even though we have like some lurkers, eventually they'll muster up the courage to like, say something. But the thing is that it's one of those that, here's another thought, and going back to that, like you do a 1 hour live stream, put it into AI, have it repurpose it into a bunch of shorts, and then spit that out on your Facebook or on your Instagram or TikTok. Now you have something that you're hitting all three for that same effort. And it's way less money. And I think personally more effective because it's more sustainable than doing, ads and then being mad that you spent money over a year and it didn't work as well as you were promised.
I know. We put a lot of faith and trust in a lot of these people that claim to be experts. And if you're going to hire an ad company, you need to ask them, show me proven results.
Yeah.
That is true of anybody you're giving money to for what they do, whether that's building a website, building landing pages, building CRMs, building, everything that we do within this business. There are 50 gazillion people that are there to just grab your money, right?
Yep.
It's up to us as real estate agents, and we are every single one of us are guilty. We will go to a conference, we'll hear somebody on stage and think they're the expert. They wouldn't have them on stage if they weren't the expert. And what they fed you on stage was a bunch of freaking nonsense. Yeah. And I've had that happen. I spent years ago $6,000 on a website that was literal garbage. So much garbage that I was, I went on the old Facebook. This was back in the day before business pages were huge. And I went on Facebook and I did a review on my website that they charged me $6,000 for. And they asked me, they said, we'll give you, I think it was, they were only going to give me half back. I'm like, you wasted my time for 9 months and you're only going to give me half back. And they were like, oh, and then they gave me 3/4 back. And I was like, fine, that's good enough. 3/4 of it back. I'm fine. And there are so many charlatans in this, and a lot of them with the R symbol behind their names. You know? And you just need to be very careful because they'll blame it on you. They'll say, well, you didn't get this to me in time, or we told you to be more like this. Find the people that have the accreditations, that have the book of clients that you can look back at their ads. You want to see their success rate. You want to see their dashboards to know what actually converted, because there's many people that can say all sorts of things, but if you can't verify it, that's, you
bring up like
editors too.
What's that?
It's true of editors too. There's a few guys going around saying they edit my videos and they edit Jackie Baker's. Like, somebody contacted me. It's like, did such and such edit your videos? I'm like, he's never touched my videos. I have no idea who that is. Same with Jackie. Yeah.
That's so true. Like, everything that you're talking about is, and we get enamored, right? Because you see all the shiny things, or you like, anyone can make a slideshow or a pitch deck and say, I got this many views, I got this many things, I did this. Here's what it comes down to is, as real estate agents, we are always so protective of our clients and saying, you guys need to do your due diligence. When you're buying this house, you have to do your due diligence. And then what do? We go around and like, oh, the first guy that says that they're amazing, we're like, sweet, they're amazing, let's do it. And they don't do any due diligence, even though we're like hound people that they need to do it. And then it's like, but when we do it to ourselves, it's like, I'm sure it'll be okay. And
I did over 5 million in GCI last year, and nobody's checked. No, not even people in their own brokerage even checked. All a lie. All a lie.
So it's just that simple, is like, do it. Like, go in there and take a minute and vet whoever is saying it and ask them some straightforward, hard questions. And if they're flopping around, then probably not going to want to work with them, and
if they
or
drop those names, call those people up. If they
say,
drop those names, call them up.
You might give me their contact info and see what they say. Well, I didn't actually work on it. I saw them on YouTube.
I was a co-producer. What I meant was I could edit like that. This is my favorite quote by Jeremy. He's the one that told me this quote. I know it's been around forever, but that was the first time I ever heard it was from him. And he said, I believe as Christine is trying to say, a man with a theory will never be at the mercy of a man with someone with experience.
Verify before you spend. That's so true. And but you know what, like, we all fall into the trap of, like, we're busy, or we don't have enough time, or we don't want to focus on it, even though we know we need to. And so we're looking to put it on someone else. And that's when things can, if you don't, like, there is a way to build the right team, and then there's the wrong way to do it. And that's, I think, the hardest thing about running your business is we wear all different hats during the day. We're a therapist for a little bit. We're a financial person. We're a babysitter. We're a mediator. We're whatever. We're all these things.
Counselor.
We're all these things. And then at the end of the day, it's like, oh my gosh, like, I just don't, this is just one more thing on my plate, and I don't want to do it. And so that's why a lot of us fall into this of sending people to, what do you call it? Sending people down this path of, just do it for me, and I'll pay you, and then you don't have the time to put into it, and then it blows up, and then you're mad.
I know. And I know. I invited Jeremy on the stream.
Yeah, come on, Jeremy.
Yeah, you can talk
Join
to
us.
us. Join us.
Join
Sometimes
the
he
dark
will.
side.
If he has time, he will. Back in the day, you know, I had my channel just reached over 100,000 views, and we had a group of people that was denying the fact I knew what I was talking about, right? And so, you know, they would get in these arguments, and that's where that quote came from Jeremy. I'm like, what? He's like, what's with them? I'm like, I don't know. They just are angry that they think that I have some secret hack, you know, and it's a lot of work, and this is how
The
I did
secret
it.
hack is that there's work and you have to plan it and there's some strategy. Like, it's kind of like when you build a house, right? Like you don't just show up to the job site and start pouring concrete. You got to have a plan. You got to know where you're going to have it. You got to have like steps. And if you can follow that plan, then you're going to most likely have a lot more success than if you just do it.
They were so angrily wrong. I mean, they were so like hot wrong. You know, they were just ready to fight, but they were so wrong. And then I'm like, it's hard to fight with people that have no idea what they're talking about, you know.
What's up, Jeremy?
What's happening?
Nice to see you, friend.
How are you guys doing?
Dude, we're
good.
So
You're
good.
looking
Thanks for jumping on with us.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love the advertisers that are always out there trying to tell us, oh, buy my product, do this, do that. It's like, yeah, let's not go that route. Show me the results.
Exactly. Have you ever done YouTube ads or on any of your channels?
No, I don't. I don't want to spend. I'm cheap, I guess, is probably the best thing with it.
You're tight, Jeremy.
I'd rather take that money and spend it on my editor, you know, and have them create some amazing content with it that I can then put out and have that content make the money for me. I never click on an ad. I'm also the type of person, you talked about the foot coming out of the car. If I go to a car dealership and I put my foot out of the car to the ground and somebody's standing there, I'm getting back in and closing the door and leaving. I don't want somebody selling me stuff. I've done the research. I know what I want, you know, and so I'd rather just, it's so easy for me now because my business, people come to me and they're like, oh my gosh, you're such an expert. You're such an amazing person. I don't have to sell anything. I get to just be me and talk to the people, and it makes life so much easier.
Yeah. You got it. You got it. And you've been doing YouTube even before I started. When was your first video? I think it was like 2012, wasn't it?
It's like 14 years ago. Yeah. 13.
Yeah. It was, you've been around for a long time. And you've had quite a business from that YouTube channel, you know?
That's an understatement. I would say right now, about 75 to 80% of my business this year came just from YouTube. And I am definitely on pace in the year when everybody else is screaming, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I don't have business. There's nothing going. What am I supposed to do? I'm like, what? Is there something wrong with the real estate market? My business has been the best ever.
Yeah. You know, there's something to be said about that, because people that are looking for the shortcut because of, you know, like, oh, I'm going to make this ad. The people that actually put in the time to put in quality content, the rewards are there. They will benefit you. And a lot of people don't realize that. And I noticed this, and this is, we're going to go in the Wayback Machine. Back in 2007, when I got my real estate license, everybody in that office was so used to deals just falling into their laps. You know, like every single one in that office was used to that. Facebook had just come out, and I was like starting to get on the internet, and I was going to create my own website. And everybody's like, you're wasting your time for that. The company has that. When everybody else is in the dumps and like, you know, saying everything's a waste of time, that's when you should be going double downing on other things. Because once the market picks back up, you already have that foundation in play. Like all this year, when a lot of people were saying it's so slow, pick up your freaking camera and make some content. People don't watch television anymore. It's like, I think one news station had a 50% decline in viewership over the past like several months. Like that's because they're watching us on YouTube. They don't trust that anymore. They trust us because we're real human beings. And this is the perfect opportunity to do that. Hey, Jeremy, do you know what you need to do, by the way? You need to
What's
do
it?
this. Joe and I are doing a 30-day challenge starting in December.
Okay.
And it's going to be a bunch of like helpful tips along the way. None of it's going to be like terribly difficult to do, but it will help you kind of like revamp your channel a little bit.
Nice.
Add a little spice. And guess what the price is?
Free 99.
Yeah.
My favorite cost.
I know. And you know what? You'd be a really good leader in this because you would, people already
Yeah,
look
you've
up.
been on YouTube for a long time.
Yeah,
I
I'll
think,
definitely see if I can make it. I wanted to go back a second, Christina. So, I've been selling real estate since 2001, and a little bit of my background of that. I've traveled the country speaking
Mhm,
in front of thousands of agents all across the country.
mhm,
And the one thing that I always would tell people is there is no magic silver bullet that's out there. That
mhm,
if there was, it's like they want this magic drug. Like if I could figure out something, I could sell it, $5,000 a pill, and
mhm,
everyone would buy it because, oh, it's guaranteed to do this. There is nothing that will beat hard work.
right.
mhm,
Back in the day before I really went into video full time, I used to do website development
mhm,
and I did blogging, and I taught blogging and creating content that way for years,
mhm,
and was paid lots of money by people to come and speak because for me back then, that's what drove my business.
mhm,
And I started to see the shift. And I remember a stat that NAR had put out back probably 10 years ago now saying 73% of consumers want an agent who's using video, but only 13% are doing it. And when
mhm,
I heard that stat, I was like, okay, I need to shift and get over here. There's not as much competition. But I
mhm,
used to get people all the time calling me, wanting to buy a website from me. And, oh, well, make it like this person. And I would start to explain, okay, now me just building the website's not going to bring business. You have to get in there. You have to create the content. You have to make. We mean you're not just going to fill it with stuff. I was like, I can fill it with generic things, but that's not going to make you rank against the other thousands of websites in your city. If you want to stand out, you want to be unique. You got to put your time into it. You got to put your effort into it. Whether that's nowadays with video or websites back then, whatever it is, it doesn't matter what you're trying to succeed. If you figure out one thing to be good at and do it better than anyone else in town and do it more consistent, you will have success from it.
That
Yeah.
is true of Facebook business pages. This is true of ads. This is true of content. Because if you remember back in the day when business pages were a thing, how many real estate agents signed up for that automatic posting because they knew the more posts you did, the more likely you were going to get pushed out by Facebook. So they would hire this company like, realtor ads or whatever, and they would automatically post the same post across every real estate agent's business page, and real estate agents thought that was good enough. I'm like, you are wasting your money. This is not good. No one
Yeah.
would listen to me, but they were like, I just need more consistency. I already talked to them. I saw them at NAR. Stop. Like, you can't do it easy. Just like Jeremy said, you have to put in the work, whether it's an ad, whether it's your content, whether it's shorts. That's another one too, is people, those Opus clips is great. It does cut up ads, but if you add a little bit more flair to that, add a little bit more to just that clip, you're going to be much more successful than just cutting up your live stream and calling it a day.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
The other thing along with that is if you like, this is the thing that I don't understand, and maybe you guys can explain it to me. But it's like when people are complaining and they're like, it's slow. It's like, well, if it's slow, you have plenty of time to make videos. Like that's the thing. I'm like, I'm trying to understand this. You're saying it's slow, but then you don't know what to do. Make a video. Like talk about what you know. That stuff, it will work. Get a good thumbnail and a good title.
For sure. The other thing I would say is this. The biggest failure, I would say, of real estate agents that are doing video, I don't care who you are, is that we all want to get in and do the same sales pitch thing. And we want to do the same thing. And, people ask, well, what's your brand? Well, I'm a realtor and I've had it for 12 years and that's not your brand. That's not a brand. That's not your unique selling proposition. What I would say is become a better storyteller.
Yeah.
My channel has become super successful because I simply talk about the frustrations of living here at the beach, the things that annoy people moving to the areas, the things that ticked me off when I moved to this area, and the things that the agent that we had when we moved here screwed us over with. And I just simply talk about those things on a regular basis, talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. The people love to hear the negative. They'd rather hear me talk about negative all day long than talk about the positive things. But I basically found in my market, okay, there's 3 to 4 things that everybody's looking to move here for. They want better weather, they want better cost of living, and they want lower taxes. And so if I can talk about those 3 things over and over, I do it. And then I talk about the things that people don't like about the area, and it's success. It's not a real hard thing.
They want to move there for the beach. You do a lot of beach ones. That's always good. Like your thumbnails with the beach and stuff. Yeah, and you learned a lot about thumbnails from somebody you guys know on the stream. You might have learned a little bit about thumbnails from me.
I have. In fact, I just finished doing my thumbnail for a video that I'm going to launch here probably in the next 30 minutes. That, you know, you've definitely helped me over the years to learn from it. Just like
tell that story.
It's the thumbnail needs to tell a story just like the video, you know, and when you share those stories, people connect with it. And when they then come in my office and sit down, I'll say, hey, did I ever tell you the story about Jim and Tanya? Remember that story from my videos? Oh, yeah. No, we don't want to have that happen to us. You know, it's like they remember it and they say, we sit every night and watch you on the TV. I'm like, what? You sit here all night long. I'm like, I'm sorry that I'm your entertainment. If you're using me for entertainment, you really have a really boring life.
I know.
It's so not that entertaining to me. It's boring if you ask me.
I think the same thing, but they like us.
So Jeremy,
they like that we know what we're talking about.
Yeah. And so here's a tip on your channel, and you can use this for your 30-day. Okay. If they're watching on the TV, put a QR code on your channel banner.
That's one of the things.
It's on my to-do list to do.
It literally takes you 5 seconds. You can make the QR code in ChatGPT.
Especially since you're a web designer, bro. Come on, man.
It takes you 2.5 seconds.
I leave on Saturday morning at 4 a.m. So I'm right now in panic.
I get it. You don't want. I get it. You don't want to deal with all the leads that I'm just kidding.
You know what though? Jeremy's kind of one of those people. He's like, just do what I tell you to do. I'll get to mine later.
No, but here's the thing: is like you mentioned a really good point. Is that a lot of the audience are watching it on TV, right? And so it's like those little teeny tips make a huge difference. And we heard that from someone who told us that.
He coaches another type of business, but he's a YouTube coach, but for a different type. I think for doctors. I think he's for doctors.
Okay. Yeah. So it was like, and it was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Joe, it's funny you mentioned about, when you're slow, do more content. So when things have slowed, when I say slowed, not Mach 3 hair on fire level, but still busy. When things slowed down a little bit, what I did is I started 2 more channels. I started a shorts channel, which I've got, a friend helping me that she understands. We do them together. She knows she read your brother's whole book. I was like, hey, you need to read this book, understand it, and then we'll start. She's like, okay, got it.
That's awesome.
So we started that. My videographer and I started another channel that are just going to be tours of our area, because here in South Carolina, I cannot do house tours of things that are not listed. The state's MLS is stupid. We're one of those states, but we're doing neighborhood tours. And so those neighborhood tours, I went, bought a GoPro that's going to shoot in 4K, got the drone to shoot 4K. And I told them everything I went out in 4K, because people are going to sit in their living room and watch this neighborhood as if they're driving around. And I want it to be highest quality possible. Yeah. And so those things, we're pushing those things full speed ahead. I also have stepped into that TikTok world.
Good.
Wow. Yeah.
It's weird. Great. It's really weird. And I'm going to go.
We're vicious too.
I'm going a completely different route there, where I'm going to just talk about all the crazy shit that I've gone through over 25 years in this business. Oh, I said a bad word. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Stuff in this business over the last 20 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that you're treating TikTok as TikTok, and you're treating YouTube as YouTube. So you're not just cutting up your YouTube videos and throwing on TikTok.
All the same places.
I will tell you this: TikTok is one of those places that if you're like, I'm worried that they'll think I'm too old, or I'm worried that that I have a zit on my face, that I have proven the point. I have literally been laying in bed, not a stitch of makeup. My hair was a mess. I was still in pajamas, and I did a video, and it did pretty good on that. I mean, TikTok's not my thing. I just wanted to test the waters over
Yeah,
there.
they don't. It's yeah.
I mean, they love low key. They love just regular people doing the regular stuff. So I'm a big consumer of the TikTok. I'm always interested because you know what you can learn from TikTok by watching TikTok is how did they grab their attention within the first 5 seconds? Because people are doing this. It's even more difficult. I mean, it's even more difficult to get those people's attention within that first few seconds because they're just doing this. They have it right. They have their finger right on the thumb just to go scroll past you. Yeah. So what did they do to grab your attention? And the worst thing you can say is, wait, don't scroll. As soon as you say that,
they're gone.
That's an automatic.
They're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that I used to travel when I was traveling speaking all the time that I would share, I did a whole presentation on building an online community because I was a community builder back in the day for Active Rain and helped taking them from 70,000 to about 300,000 when I left there. But one of the things that I would always say as an analogy is this: everybody has to cut their grass. You have to find the tool that fits cutting the grass properly. So Christina, if you own a house that has just a standard half-acre lot, Joe, you own 10 acres, and I have a garden home with nothing but, a postage stamp of a backyard. I don't need a riding lawnmower to do that. I just need I can get out there with a manual one and do it. I could technically cut it with scissors if I wanted to. But if you took my manual mower and went to cut your 5 acres, it wouldn't work. So find the tools that fit the network you're on, the audience that's there, and create your content catered to them there. Don't try to just take this one piece and make it one size fits all and slap it across everywhere, because it's not going to work. It's going to actually hurt you in the long run.
Yeah, and don't get overcomplicated tools too, because you could. That's like starting off the lawn mowing, going, okay, well, I have this huge tractor that I got from a farmer, and now I'm going to try to drive this thing, and you know nothing about it. When I first started doing videos, I didn't have the budget to hire an editor. So I had to learn on my own. And so I just used what was free on my computer, which was iMovie. And there's not a thing wrong with you starting with iMovie and your cell phone. Not a thing. The only thing I would tell you that you definitely have to get, in order to make good content, is a good microphone system. I have the DJI ones, and they're fantastic. Yeah, that's them right there.
Mine's at home charging for my vacation. I think Casey Neistat, who's extremely successful in the YouTube world, said it best. People ask him all the time, "Oh, Casey, what gear are you using? What camera are you using?" And his answer is always the same: whichever one fits the situation best. If I'm walking through an airport, I'm not going to be carrying $1,000 camera. I'll have my phone, pull it out and shoot it. But, if I'm doing this piece, I might bring out that heavy duty artillery for it. Whatever is the one that you're familiar with and comfortable using and that is available to you at that time is the best camera for the job.
The ones that always crack me up are the ones in the airport where they have their little tripod thing, and they've got that expensive camera with their fancy lens, and they're walking through the airport. I'm like, dude, if you knew what a dingleberry you look like, there's nothing wrong with your cell phone. And why didn't you just use your cell phone? It was, and then sometimes they even have people following them behind them. It's not that deep.
Listen, I sold 3 houses a year. Check out my video crew.
Yeah,
Does it make me important and cool?
I am. Don't you want to know how important I am? I mean, I have this group with me. People are weird. People are weird. So, Jeremy, are you going to do the 30-day challenge?
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
Yeah, we're going to have a sign-up sheet soon.
Okay, let me know. Like I said, I'm heading out for a week for vacation.
Good for you.
My real estate coach tells me all the time, take time to rest in order to give it your best. So that's what we're doing.
You're always good with the good. You
have some great quotes.
Yeah, I need to have you. You should do a little book, a Jeremy Blanton quote of
Jeremy's
the week.
Quotes.
You could do a calendar and you just tear it off each day, and then there's a new quote.
Inspirational quotes by Jeremy.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you remember Jack Handy from the Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
Deep Thoughts by Jeremy Blanton.
There you go.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, Jeremy,
it sounds like a fun time to do it, and I'm always looking for ways to sharpen my skills and make it better. Because if the minute you stop trying to learn and improve is the first day that you stop losing.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep. As soon
Yeah.
as you scale back, because you know it all, I can tell you right now, YouTube's probably changed it by then anyways.
Yeah.
100%.
100%. Well, Jeremy, thank you for being a part of
Yeah.
this
Thanks for
today.
jumping on.
Yep.
man.
And we're going to be wrapping this up, and I'll be announcing that 30-day challenge soon enough. If you guys, one more thing, if you guys haven't signed up yet, we are doing our current course right now. But at the beginning of January 1, it's going up $2,000. So if you are considering doing our 8-week course with 4 weeks of free advanced training, you will have to sign up now. Sign up now so you can save yourself $2,000, because January 1, it is up to $5,000 or $4,997.
That's $5,000.
So, all right, everybody, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody. Be good.
Yeah.
Stay out of trouble.
Thanks, Jeremy, for jumping on.
See you guys.
Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate you.
Yeah, it's the end of the stream. Christina and Joe taught you all the tricks, make your leads grow. From thumbnails to tags, you gotta be bold. YouTube's the key, turn your listings to gold. Edit those vids, make them snappy, make them fly. Engage with your audience, connect, don't be shy. Realtor to the core, but tech on your side. Hit that algorithm like a digital tide. This is the final click, now you're in the know. Use YouTube to flourish, let them listings blow. It's the small details that bring in the dough. From Christina and Joe, here's the way to go. Every upload strategic so your views ain't stopping. Consistency's key, schedule that drop. Content's king, crown it at the top. So you learn the ropes from two of the best. Christina and Joe, put your skills to the test. Turn those leads into clients, make your channel explode. Realtor success on the digital road. This is the final click, now you're in the